Live from Studio B, this is your day-to-day BYU Sports play-by-play. I am Spencer Linton alongside everyone's favorite Twinkie, Jaren Jordan. Because you're just full of goodness, man.
What? I like our next guest. I wonder if he's eaten a Twinkie.
Ever. Jaren Hall, dual sport athlete, BYU football and baseball. Welcome to Studio B, man.
Jaren?
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
Have you eaten a Twinkie?
I have. It's not my most enjoyable experience. I'm more of a ho-ho guy.
Oh, you're a ho-ho
Okay.
guy.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I can get on board with that.
Yeah, see, I mean,
When was the last time you ate either of those?
it's been a minute. I couldn't tell you.
Are you-
They don't stock those up for us here.
For the student athletes?
More Pop-Tarts. is
Yeah?
what we get,
Pop-Tarts.
so,
Okay. Yeah, that's significantly healthier. Yeah, that's great.
I can get on board for Pop-Tarts, too. Pretty much anything with sugar and delicious filled pastries. So
Absolutely.
I'm okay with all that.
How you doing right now? Because class is in tomorrow. Finals are on deck. You're in the middle of baseball season.
I'm doing great, man. School has been kicking my butt the last couple of weeks, but hey, finals are coming up, so I'm excited just to kind of get through that and then move on to the next stage of baseball season.
How would you sum up your life over the last 4 months,
Oh, my
managing
gosh,
school, spring football, and BYU baseball?
I'd say it's the closest I've ever been to being back on my mission. Just no time at all, always going. But I love it. The madness is what I live for, man. It's been my life, so it's hard, but it's worth it. So it's been fun.
I'd imagine you'd have to be a very organized person to be able to handle this. Do you feel like that's one of your things?
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty organized. I think
Yeah.
my mom would say so. I like to keep things in check and in order, so I'm not, here, there, and everywhere. So
Who's the person that helped you become an organized person, mom or dad?
You know what?
Or both?
I think it's both on that one. They're both pretty organized.
What's your mom's name?
Holly. That's
Holly.
yeah.
Holly and Kaylin, of course. Okay, so Holly's organized.
She is very
got the
organized.
schedule?
She got to. I mean, growing up 5 kids who all play sports. I mean, she's
Oh, yeah.
on the ball, man.
That's where it's
she's
from.
on the ball.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
Okay, in terms of keeping things organized, what's your toughest upcoming final as you get ready for that?
oh, my math class for sure.
Which math?
Math 1010. So it's just like your
The basic
college
one.
algebra, but it's kicking my butt.
How did you not let him know about your plan to avoid a math class at BYU?
Now listen.
What's up with that, man?
We should have talked because I didn't take a math class at all at BYU. But I chose the right major, broadcast journalism. Basically, we didn't want to do any math or science.
And that's the route to go, huh?
That's the route, yeah.
Okay.
John Beck did communication studies, so he basically didn't have to go to school very much.
Is that the same today? If you do communications, that's still?
I don't know.
I still got time to change my
You
major
take
if I
that
need to. I can
information and
change,
do what
man.
you want with
Yeah.
it, Jaren.
Okay.
What's your major?
Public health is what I'm looking at right now. So
Okay.
I'm thinking the shortcoming, I'll probably.
Yeah, is there a dual sport athlete major? Because maybe we should look into that for sure.
I was going to ask you this. So obviously the story with you has been baseball and football. What do you think you have more pro potential at right now? Or that you want to go down that route?
Both, man. I like to keep my options open. I feel like I could go either way with it. So right now I'm just trying to sharpen myself in each sport, just be the best I can. And then when the time comes, I'll just kind of let that make the choice for me where I'm at.
Okay. Is there a sport that you're naturally more gifted at?
Again, I mean, you probably have to ask my dad on this one. He's seen it from the outside a lot more than I have. I feel like I'm gifted in both of them. I don't want to be arrogant saying that, but I feel like just since I've been growing up, I've played them both for so long, and I feel like I'm equally do pretty well at them.
There's no crappy dual sport athletes, right? Like you have to be good
That's what they're saying, man.
at both to be able to do it, right? Oh man, he's terrible and he's on team. No, that's not how it works. Okay, so football is over. How much, I guess, easier is it just to play baseball now and kind of focus on that? And unfortunately, Danny Jelilich got hurt, and you've been given a lot more time in center field now.
Yeah, I think, just with all that time that football required, being up now, I can focus on baseball. I can spend a couple more hours in the cages during the day. I can watch more film on pitchers, kind of see pitches in the cages. So it helps a lot, just having more time. I think will always come with that, just getting better. And so especially for me, it's just seeing reps and seeing at-bats, seeing pitches. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Is there any crossover to help you be better at both sports? Like in football, I do this, and that helps me better in baseball and vice versa?
Yeah, I think actually, playing quarterback in my position, a lot of the movements are similar. Throwing a football versus swinging a bat. Lower body, trunk action, and everything's kind of the same. And that's something Dustin Smith, my quarterback coach that I've been working with since I was a kid, has taught me, just to keep those two similar. It's just like swinging a bat. So that's been pretty neat to have both of those kind of playing on both fields.
Does your weight training, is it affected in that way? Because I imagine, okay, you're lifting for baseball, it's certain areas of the body, and then football, certain areas of the body. So is your whole body just balanced right now?
I just stick with the football list. So Justin,
Okay,
our strength
so
trainer,
no
he works with baseball and football. So, but I'll just do football list. Sometimes
Gotcha.
I'll do baseball, and they're pretty similar. I mean, it's all the same basic stuff.
Hand-eye coordination, I think, carries over all sports, right?
Yeah,
but you
absolutely.
can really hone that with baseball. And so let's stay on the baseball front. The team has already surpassed last season's win total. 22-28 last year, 24 wins, and it's mid-April. What makes this team special and unique?
I mean, for what I've seen, we're competitors. I mean, just a tough-nosed baseball team, if I can say that. I mean, we play tough. We play through 9 innings. Some of the games we've had to battle back from first, second inning, being down a couple runs like this last week against Pepperdine, and just battling back, man, grinding out all 9 innings, staying locked in. And our pitchers especially, they're special. They keep us in games, and they're on the ball always.
Yeah, it seems that there's this trend of going down 4-0 in the first inning.
We just like to spice it up a little bit, keep the fans, give them something to cheer for.
Yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough. Explain to us, like the average day where you had football practice, you had school, of course, football practice, perhaps a lift, and then there was a baseball game. Can you kind of walk us through what that's like?
I mean, rolling out of bed, just here we go, another day, man.
What time you
getting
getting
to
up?
class? I wake up about 8:30,
Okay.
30 minutes before class, go grab some breakfast on the way. Get up to class, from 8 to 11 o'clock, whenever it is. I'll go get some lunch, get my body ready for practice for football. We'll have our meetings, go out and practice. And then as soon as practice is over, I'll sprint out off the field and hustle the baseball game, get changed about the second inning, and kind of pop up in the dugout when no one's expecting me to be there and just kind of let's go.
No, there's some real truth to that
oh, yeah,
because
absolutely.
after the final spring practice, and it's the night that Danny gets hurt. It's early in the game. He crashes into the wall, and his shoulder's kind of banged up. And then Mike Littlewood turns around and goes, "Hey, is Jaren here yet?"
He doesn't even know. I love
It's
it.
Jaren here, and you're putting on your cleats. He's like, "Hey, you got to play."
Yeah.
So you go in, you make this catch, ironically, crashing into the wall, a play similar to what Danny hurt himself on. Then you come back, and you're eating rice and salmon in the
Oh,
dugout.
you guys saw that? Shoot, man. That's embarrassing.
Oh, that's a good
See,
healthy
I
meal.
thought the
Wasn't
dugout we
hummus
had some
and
privacy.
Fritos.
I guess not, huh? There's no
hey,
privacy
trying to
out
eat
there,
dinner
man.
With Shep in there, forget about it.
Oh, geez, Shep. Yeah. That's the guy I'm going to. I'll be talking to him.
Yep. There got to be a line somewhere,
For
right?
real.
Yeah.
He's all access.
But this is like the best situation ever, though, right?
Absolutely.
One, you're at BYU, and 2, this was the plan for a long time, and now
Sure.
you're living the dream.
I'm living the dream, man. I feel bad for other people who can't do it. Everyone always tells me how jealous they are, and I'm just like, sorry, man. I've worked for this all my life. I guess it's just part of my plan.
How old were you when you thought that this could be a possibility?
Oh man, I really started thinking about it probably my junior year in baseball. Honestly, I thought I was okay at baseball. I've been recruited for football since my freshman year, so I'd always just figured that's the plan. My dad played, my brother's gonna go on and play. That's what I'll do. And then I just had a really good junior year in baseball. My coaches who played here at BYU started talking to me a little bit about it, putting it in my head, and I looked up some other guys who had played both. And I decided, at that point, maybe I'm going to do them both. My dad sat down and talked to me about it, just, told me the same thing, just don't cut off any of your options, just keep them both open. And that's kind of when I started to take off with it and said, all right, let's do this.
And at the time, I think it was Kalani and Ty were the ones recruiting you, or was it with Bronco before?
I think that was right towards the end of Bronco, his stay here. I think
they
it
were
was just
cool
a
with that
couple months
idea?
before. Yeah.
And then
initially.
Kalani and Ty were like, yeah,
They
sure.
were all for it.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, so everybody likes to make a thing about the controversies and the quarterback battles at BYU. How would you explain your relationship with Zach Wilson right now as teammates and as fellow quarterbacks?
Hey, it's just that we're teammates, man. We're brothers. We love each other. We push each other, and we're competitors, both of us. You've seen it since last year. Zach's a competitor. I'm a competitor as well, and that's just how it goes, especially the quarterback position. You don't have the luxury of being able to play several guys every other play like, at any other position. And so at quarterback, you're competing. That's what I'm doing. We're pushing each other, and I think it's for the best.
Well, they found a way to put you into some packages last year, and I know you played at UMass as well. I want to rewind to the Boise State game, which I think was your first play as a quarterback
I think so.
coming off the mission. What's going through your mind when Coach Grimes says, "Okay, Jaren, go"?
I'll first get that dang penny off me somehow. Get this microphone out of my ear. Let me go, man. And get out there. Just run the ball. Just run through.
And then you played in a few games. You end up being a redshirt, right? So you'd be a redshirt freshman last year,
Yeah.
right? Okay, or next year. You're a true freshman in baseball, so we'll have to,
Yeah, it's
we'll
kinda
have to keep
interesting how
in
that
mind.
works, huh?
Yeah, it's different. What was last year like as you were behind Tanner and Zach as you kind of learned, okay, this is D1 football?
Yeah, and that was just it, getting comfortable with what college football was. And I think I was mentally able to get reps on the sideline, every day in practice and in games. But I think spring was huge because now I was able to get out there and get those physical reps, actually get caught up to the speed of the game, allow my mind to work with the speed of the game, and just get comfortable. And so last year was a great opportunity to learn from, some of the best quarterbacks that have ever played here in Tanner, and now Zach creating his own legacy here. And so it was fun to watch them, to learn from them, and kind of pick their brains.
What do you think of these potential specialty packages that Coach Grimes and crew might come up with you just to get you on the field more in the fall?
Yeah, any way I'm on the field is how I'll be on the field, whether it's at quarterback or lined up, however they have me. And I'm here to play. I'm here to play football, however that comes. I'm going to compete to be a quarterback, and then we'll let that day of decision, kind of happen.
One of our questions of the day was in the spirit of the Clippers last night, as you heard. What game or I guess win would surprise you? There's some really good ones on the schedule, but
Absolutely.
There's some games where you're going to go in as an underdog and try and shock the world.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Utah's the game we're focused on right now, obviously. That's what all the talk is about. It's our first game of the season, and it's, an important game for us in the rivalry. So that's really all we're set on right now. It's what we practice through spring. Every huddle we break out would be Utah. And so it's no surprise that that's what we're focused on. We're here to get the first win, of the season.
All right, let's focus on this as we wrap up this conversation. What's the best bit of advice you received from your dad, Kalen, or your brother, as KJ, as you've kind of tackled this two-sport career thing?
Man, my dad, he's a man of wisdom, I'll tell you that. I think just to keep it simple, man. I mean, it starts with, the beginning of your day, keeping yourself spiritually right. Waking up in the morning, saying your prayers, moving on to the day, to your next thing at class. Then when you're a football, you're a football. When you're a baseball, you're a baseball. So that's the simplest bit of wisdom he's given me, just to keep it simple, and that's helped me out a lot. Because when you try to get in that world of just connecting everything and trying to worry about everything, it's just too much for you. So just keeping it simple and making sure I stay on track with everything else.
That's what I told my wife last night when she wanted me to feed our son and change his diaper. I was like, I'm going to change his diaper first, then I'm going to feed him, right?
That went okay for you, huh?
Yeah,
she accepted
it went okay.
that?
She's like,
good.
okay.
That's good.
Simple, yeah. So I know that principle too. Well, sweet. Let's give you some BYU Sports Nation karma, academically and athletically. Finals, baseball at Washington this weekend. Big
So if you're not
series.
familiar with how this works, you take the karma and you're already good, you'll be even better.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There's a history of it.
We don't give it to bad
I like to be
athletes.
better.
Exactly.
Matt 1010, you keep us updated, okay?
Okay, I
And have
will.
fun in Seattle.
Hey, I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Do you mind signing the flag?
Love to.
Sweet. Okay. Anywhere you want, man.
Jaren Hall
Jaren Hall.
signing the
Awesome.
Sailor Kook flag.